Today's session is about email marketing and the brands. Now, what we're going to discuss today is a little bit about email marketing and why it's become such an important part of clients' overall marketing objectives, as well as why more marketing budget is going to email marketing. And then finally, what we're going to do is give you guys some agency tips on how to test, segment, and target branded offers. Now, if anybody needs me to talk up or talk lower, just raise your hand and let me know, okay? Now, I'm sure you guys were handed a piece of paper when you walked in, but Affiliate Summit is doing a little bit different question style this year. If you want to ask a question anytime throughout the whole presentation, you can text, tweet, or submit at this website. Just ASW112D, space your message to 22333, and I'd be happy to answer any of those questions at the end. Now, here's a little bit about what we're going to speak about today. First of all, we're going to go into our experience. Why should I be talking to you about email marketing? Who is direct agents, and why, what we've been doing with branded advertisers. Second, we'll talk about the power of email. Why have so many clients been turning more and more to email marketing? And we'll go into some stats on that. Third, we'll talk about case studies. I'm going to review 4 case studies of totally separate brands and talk about why email marketing worked for them. And this will really show you no matter what type of brand you're working with, no matter what type of vertical you're in, email marketing can work for you. How brand advertisers can help you as affiliates. This is really going to be more targeted towards the affiliates and talk about why you should care about working with brands, why you should really spend your time to target them, essentially. Advertiser expectations from affiliates. So as an affiliate, what you need to really target that brand and have them work with you. And then finally, we'll talk a little bit about some best practices and then go over some key learnings over the whole presentation. Now, first, our experience. Direct Agents were a full-service performance-based interactive advertising agency. We were established in 2003, so that has given us about 8 years of experience really helping brands and helping clients just move through the online marketplace, helping them with affiliate marketing, search engine marketing, but especially email marketing. We have a global distribution, and we work with well over 200 email list managers. Now we'll talk a little bit about some of the clients that have really worked well for email marketing. Again, this just goes to show you email can work for everybody. Clients from Disney to Snapfish, Geico, Conahan, Sprint, a range of different clients and all sorts of different verticals. Email marketing has worked for each and every one of these clients. Now, the power of email. The reason brands are really spending time and more money on email marketing. 8.3% of the time spent online is spent on email. And 71% of respondents to a study said they spent at least 20 minutes or more on email weekly. And my guess is it's a ton more. And there are almost 3 billion email accounts in existence right now. And it's estimated to get up to almost 4 billion by 2014. And just to put email in perspective for everybody, a Nielsen study conducted recently on online behavior found out that 45% of American adults use, send, receive email every single day. And that's compared to 40% who use search every single day and only 15% that use social media every single day. And that just goes to show you why, again, more budget is going to email. Email is such a important part of our day-to-day lives. You have to be emailing out to be part of that, or else your other competitors will be. Again, some more numbers. The money spent on email marketing in 2005 was about $885 million, and it's increased to over $1.1 billion in 2010. And also total sales coming from email marketing have gone from $26.4 billion to $27.9 billion in 2010. And what we've really seen is that clients consider email marketing equal to search engine marketing in both conversions and ROI. And we all know as marketers, search is kind of like number one, what we think of right away. So if you're not doing email, this should really open your eyes. You can get the same conversions in search engine marketing and the same conversions in email marketing. Now, email is the digital glue. It's such a big factor in connecting everything else that we do online together, which is why it's considered the digital glue. It's really the link that ties everything together online, from your established online media to maybe new online media. And it really has the ability to link everything together so easily. So for example, social media. Now email and clients can put links to Facebook, Foursquare, Twitter, whatever you want in your email campaign. So it not just generates a conversion, you can also send the customers to a place where they can interact more fully with your brand. It helps promote loyalty and interaction. Not only, again, can it convert, you can get a new sale, but you can also send stuff out about contests, new promotions. Why should they be loyal to you? Email also integrates really well with both traditional and non-traditional advertising campaigns. It gives the clients a chance, or the consumers a chance, to really interact with your brand 2, 3, 4 times a day. So many times we have clients who do now TV commercials during the weekend and then email campaigns during the weekday. So it reinforces that message. The message you saw on TV, now you get an email about it, more likely to convert. But even though it does really help with integrating these other types of marketing, it can stand alone. Email has the ability to not just be the glue, but also generate awareness, conversions, and word of mouth for all on its own. So for all the marketers out there, all the brands, I'm sure you're all familiar with the email or the marketing funnel. The marketing funnel is essentially, if you do a marketing campaign, you want it to generate awareness all the way down to word of mouth. And email passes the marketing funnel test. Not only when you send out an email can it generate awareness for your brand, awareness for your sale, awareness about your promotion, halfway down can also generate that conversion. All email campaigns will link to a page that you can convert, you can purchase, you can submit a lead, whatever the case is. And then all the way down to the word of mouth. There's so many more in email campaigns that have the forward to a friend option now, for example. So now not only did you make a customer aware of your promotion, they purchased something, but now they're an advocate for your brand, which is why email has become so important. Now the benefits of email marketing. So why should you use email? What benefit will it give to your brand? First, it allows for targeting. We all know email you can send out to a really general base of people, but you can also target if you have a specific type of customer in mind. If you have a specific promotion, you have a big sale going on Wednesday, you can email out to promote that sale. Immediate analytics. Every email campaign can generate instant leads, instant sales, instant downloads, anything right away. You don't have to worry about waiting for the end of the month to see how it performed. You can see it immediately. Its ability to test and track marketing messages. If you want to see what price point works best for you, $20 or $30, you can immediately find out, A/B test, sends it out to the same list, and find out not only which one generates the most leads or sales, which one has the best ROI. It's a cost-efficient medium. It involves less time, less cost, and resources compared to other mediums. So, for example, direct mail, where you have to print, you have the postage, etc. And finally, it's green. More and more marketers, especially brand marketers, have been going green. We even see now retail stores emailing receipts to you versus printing them out to try to save paper. So if they had the option to do that in their marketing campaign, why wouldn't they? You have the chance not only just to save natural resources, but also financial resources. Now, we see the benefits, we see people doing it, but marketers wouldn't continue to use email if it wasn't successful. They would just stop doing it, essentially. So why has email marketing become so successful? So first, quick turnaround time. Email is not something that you have to schedule a quarter, a month, a year in advance. If you want to send an email campaign out next Tuesday, you can do it. If you want instant sales or instant new traffic to your site, there it is. You can get it instantly. Direct mass interaction. Email campaigns have a really efficient way of touching base with consumers that you wouldn't normally have the opportunity to touch base with, essentially. Emails, borderless, boundaryless, you can do it all throughout the United States, globally, whatever. The scalability, we went into this in the last couple of slides, but 3 billion email accounts in existence right now. That means if you're not using email marketing, you are potentially losing out on 3 billion customers that you could reach. And finally, banner blindness. Many clients in the past were using a lot of banner, not so much email. But now we all know banner blindness is the phenomenon where users aren't seeing banners. They're not paying attention to them, they're ignoring them. So us as marketers, we have to find another way for us to get our messages across. And what we find is email marketing has been able to get opens, clicks, and responses from those same people that are ignoring your display ads. Another reason we see email marketing be so successful is because it's non-intrusive. Email marketing is a great way to reach out to people who've opted in to receive your message in a non-intrusive way. It's one of the few mediums, performance-based mediums, where somebody actually raises their hand and says, yes, I want to receive email from you. I want to receive targeted third-party offers. The top 5 are listed right here. And it really does make sense. When you're doing an email campaign, if you want to look at email, you choose to sit down with your computer or with your laptop, open your email, click on it, read it. You can also choose to opt out or delete it. It's not the case with any of these other methods. Video, banners, whatever, you can't choose to just X them out or opt out. They're there no matter what, whether you like it or not. Now, I'm not going to go into this a lot because a lot of you guys are experienced affiliate marketers and you know the difference. But for those of you who don't, there are 2 different ways, essentially, that you can buy email. CPA, or cost per action, where you pay for essentially every action that occurs, sale, lead, whatever. Or CPM, cost per thousand, where you pay a flat rate no matter what happens, whether it does well or not. Now, each affiliate and each client really has to find out which, I guess, cost model works best for them. So I'm going to go into the pros of why you might want to consider one versus the other. Now, CPA for affiliates. This is more pros for affiliates. CPA, we all know, is great because you're not limited to what you can earn. There's no limit on the CPM. You're not just always getting a flat rate. You can make essentially an indefinite amount of money. It's wonderful to work on brands with the CPA because brands typically have a higher open, click, and response rate than non-branded offers. However, CPM can be really beneficial because it gives affiliates and email affiliates the ability to plan out your month. You're guaranteed revenue for every drop that you send out, so you don't have to worry so much about testing all these CPA offers. We all know if you're an email affiliate, sometimes you have to test 10, 20, 30, 40 offers to really find the one that generates enough revenue for you. So this way with CPM, you have that all taken care of. Now for clients, same thing. You really have to look at your offer and your brand and find out which one would be best. So CPA is great for marketers, obviously, because we pay only for the leads or the sales that are generated. Very little risk. Every time you pay is when somebody purchases something for you. And this is really great for clients who are more national, where your target consumer is very general, and you can take sales and leads for all times of the year, all hours of the day. For example, auto insurance is a really good example. Almost everybody has cars. You can work with Geico, and it sure would do amazing. However, if you wanted more of a targeted campaign, you would want to look more towards CPM. For example, we have, there's tons of clients who maybe your call center slows down on Thursday or Friday, so you can do a CPM email test to give your Salesforce leads to work. In addition, if you have a promotion or if you have a brick and mortar store that's opening, you can also schedule email drops to a specific location or just at a specific time, anytime you want. So again, affiliates and clients both have to talk to each other to really find out what's the best fit for both, because one's not always going to work for every type of brand, obviously. Now, again, like we kind of talked about, I kind of went through some of the clients that emails worked well for. But one of the reasons it's been growing so fast, and one of the reasons we have had so much success with it, and it's been such a successful medium, is that it will really work across all types of verticals. You can't just say, well, I'm retail, so email won't work for me. Email has worked across everything: retail, finance, education, consumer services, because you can not only reach out to a very broad base if it's a general consumer type offer, but you can target down to exactly who you want. If you want females with 75K plus in major metro cities, you can find those people. Now we're going to go into kind of 4 case studies. And what I'm going to show you is, again, 4 totally different types of clients, why emails worked for them, and also what was targeted and tested to ensure email was so successful. First, AccuQuote. AccuQuote is a site online where consumers can go and purchase life insurance. Now, their goal was essentially to grow their online leads. They wanted to obtain more leads. And when we first started working with them, they were really skeptical. They've done email in the past, wasn't working. They were getting leads, the leads weren't converting. They were thinking about just doing away with it altogether. So what we decided to do is, since they were getting leads, but these leads weren't converting, maybe we should target their most profitable type of customer that really, really converts. So we decided to target people aged 30 to 65, homeowners, married with children, and an annual household income of 75K plus. This is great if you get a lead from an 18-year-old college kid, but that's not a lead that's going to convert. So we wanted to ensure that we weren't able to do that. So what we did is we A/B tested, not just to see what leads came from which creative, but also to see the ROI on each creative. Like I said, we started with a very few number of partners, and then from the successes that we had from that, we really grew it. Within 2 months, we were up to about 1,000 new policy applicants a month, and because of the targeting, the rate from which people submitted leads to confirm policies really grew just exponentially, which was amazing. Now, the second is Samsung. Again, totally different type of client. One was insurance, this one's more tech. Now, what we were doing with Samsung is they wanted to increase their customer base that they remarketed to or emailed out to. And at the moment, they were doing co-reg. And the lead quality was just not so great. The ROI from the leads weren't great. They had a lot of people opting out. So when we talked to them, we said, okay, well, maybe we should try email. We think it'd be a higher ROI, and we can decrease your attrition rates. And our concern wasn't just, and it shouldn't have been just, okay, how can we get these leads? It's once we get these leads in the list, how many of those people are actually going to purchase? So we just don't want an 18-year-old girl who wants more information on tech. We want really that person who's going to purchase a phone or purchase a product. So we decided to target their, again, core demographic. Who usually purchases their products? Men, 25 to 45, who considered themselves very tech savvy. So you see, we also did multiple tests. We did not only general tests, but we did a lot of targeted tests for any big shopping days, Black Friday or whatever the case was. You see the Black Friday creative here. Because of the targeting we were able to do, they saw really high ROI, and we decreased their attrition rates to less than 2%. Now, the third, Disney. Again, totally separate than the last two. Children's products, children's gear. Now, Disney was not only looking to increase the traffic they got to their website, they really wanted people also to subscribe to their free digital book service. When we started working with them, they were doing email with other vendors, I'm sure spending a lot of money because they're Disney and they have a lot of money, and they weren't happy though. They said, you know, it's not doing that great, like it's fine, we're gonna keep doing it, we have this marketing budget, we'll just keep it up. So eventually we got a very small test and decided, okay, well, why isn't it working? Who are these people who are signing up and not really registering, not being paid customers, essentially? So what we decided to do was target both parents, grandparents, and also people who indicated they had children in their life. So not only people who raised their hand and said, yeah, I'm a parent, I have a child, or a grandparent, I have a grandchild, but also people whose online behavior indicated that they had a child in their life. Are they shopping at Toys R Us 5 times a week? Do they have a minivan? Things like that. So we were able to get more parents and grandparents who didn't necessarily raise their hand and say, I'm a parent or grandparent. But because of other things that they mentioned to the list manager, we were able to target them. We also did ABCD testing. As I don't know if you guys can see, but there are 4 different price points. One's free, $10, $20, $30. This not only showed us, obviously, us as marketers probably know that the one that's free is probably gonna get the best conversions, but we also not just only wanted to test conversions, we wanted to see what the ROI was. Another type of testing we were able to do on each list was A/B testing with Disney characters. That way we're able to find which creative did best for which list. Like I said, we tested Toy Story, which was typically a boy creative, and also Disney Princesses, which was obviously more girl targeted. Now, because of the success we had with the targeting, with the testing, they saw 4 times as many clicks to their site than a similar size test in the past, as well as 4 times as many new customers. Now, finally, American Home Shield. Again, very different than the last three merchants we talked about. For those of you who don't know, American Home Shield is part of the Service Master brands. They're a leading home warranty company with over 40 years experience. Now, our goal was to grow American Home Shield's customer base, essentially. And what we wanted to do was make sure we really found their target consumer. Home warranty, you don't want a renter, you don't want somebody who doesn't own their home. So we targeted people who said that they own their home, we're gonna move in the next 3 to 6 months because they purchased a home, or they just purchased a home. American Home Shield didn't just want leads either. They also wanted a lot of information. What landing page is going to work best, what creative is going to work best, what colors are going to work best. Just a million different things that they wanted information on. So we made several landing pages, several creatives. Two you see here, one more focused on something, your heater broke, one, your air conditioner broke, ran them at different times of the year, but then also A/B tested them, different colors, different landing page to see which one worked best. They obviously receive very high conversions and continue to rebook throughout the year with the more season-sensitive creatives. Now, as affiliates, how can brand advertisers help you? Now, I'm sure there's a lot of affiliates out there right now, and they're saying, well, I make a lot of money with, work-from-home offers, or maybe back in the day or whenever it was really popular, a Sideberry. I did really well with that. I'm doing fine. Why should I care about targeting brands? Why should I want to target a brand? And the reason is because brands are such an integral part of consumers, all of us, everybody else, our daily lives. We grow up with them, we see them every day. So they're never gonna be a fad. It's never gonna be a 3-month or 6-month campaign. It's gonna be something that's gonna be with you and a client that's gonna be with you for years. You also receive higher response rates to your offer. As a consumer, I know I'm gonna typically, click, open, convert better and give my information to maybe a Geico versus Auto Insurance 123. I'm more likely to give it to them because I trust them. I've seen their ads. I really like that little gecko, so they can have my info. And also, you reduce the risk of burning out your list. If you're not if you're sending out constant work-from-home offer after work-from-home offer, auto insurance, people are just going to get kind of sick of it and opt out. But if you're really sending consumers information and messages that they want and that they care about, they have a less likely chance that they're going to opt out of your list, which is going to reduce the burnout. So many things can potentially burn out a list. You shouldn't have to worry about the offers that you're sending doing that for you. Now, I know what you guys are thinking, you're psyched, you all want to work with brands and marketers, and I can't stop you from running out the room and just trying to find the next brand you see. So now, what do you need to target these brands? How can you make your email list more competitive and make them want to work with you? Now, there are 5 things that we typically get asked for when we work with a brand: transparency, targeting, testing, execution, and then finally data. Now, transparency. Clients want to know where you're acquiring your list. They want to know how you got those emails. How are you, mailing out to these people, just to make sure their brand is safe. And I know a lot of email list managers are very hesitant to give that information out. And I understand. It's your proprietary information. You don't want to give it out to others. Fine. If you are unable to give that information out, try to give them as much information as possible. Like I said, I kind of did 2 different types, specific and non-specific. If you can't say, well, this is where I'm getting my list, tell them other things. What kind of list is it? Is it a subprime list? Is it a homeowner list? Is it a freebie list? What? If you can give them any information about open rates, click rates, what types of clients it's done well on. It would really put their minds at ease knowing that maybe, similar offers have done really well on your list. Targeting. Targeting is so important because when you send a consumer an email that they care about and is relevant to them, that message is going to be read to and responded to versus deleted or, potentially even opting out of your list. And here are the typical things that you can target by. You guys all know them: geo, demographic, financial, etc. And what we find is that very few lists are actually able to target by these things. So if you're able to segment your list this way, it'll give you a really big leg up on the competition. Not only that, if you can do the segmentation, you can also charge a premium for this segmented data. Testing. Now, brands spend tons of money ensuring that the marketing messages they're sending out are the right ones, and those are the ones that are going to get the leads and the customers. So it's so important that you be able to test. If you're able to test, like I said, A/B test, A/B/C/D test to see which one is the best message, it'll really go a long way with the brands. Not only that, subject line testing. Any email marketers in here, I'm sure, have had an experience where they added or subtracted one word from a subject line, and all of a sudden the conversions are just amazingly different. The opens are totally different. So do that subject line testing. And also creative and link testing. It makes a big difference if you're able to A/B test, Disney Princess versus Toy Story versus just a general, maybe like Mickey Mouse creative. And it seems like a really, really simple thing, but no matter what, please do make sure you use the right from line, subject line, creative, link together. The last thing that you want is a subject line that says free, a creative that says $10, and a landing page that says $20. Not only does that really hurt your conversions, but the brand's not going to be that happy about it either. You just ruined their consumer's experience with their brand. And execution and data. Now, timing is everything. Brands that offers aren't affiliate offers. They can be really time sensitive. They might be linked to a promotion, a lull in the call centers like we talked about. You don't necessarily know why that brand chose that day to mail. So if you tell them you're going to mail Tuesday the 2nd, mail Tuesday the 2nd. And if you can't, just let them know. Just be honest about why you're unable to mail. Also provide specific data, if you can, clicks, opens, performance, any other thing that you can is so very helpful. And not only does it say, okay, yeah, going the extra mile really pays off, but it doesn't only pay off with your relationship with the brand, it'll ensure additional budgets, it'll ensure additional rebooking, that you're in their plan for the long haul, and you're not just a one-time drop because they had extra budget. And some best practices, again, these seem really, really simple, but so many times people forget. First, obviously, obey canned spam regulations. It's obvious. 2, frequency. Frequency is one of the biggest complaints that we get from branded clients. For example, if it's a CPA offer, do not run it 5 times in a day. Don't send it out to your list a million times, which is different creative. It's going to burn out your list, and you're going to make the client really, really mad. Take the time to really understand how each client and affiliate works. Email affiliates. Teach the clients. You know your list better than anybody. Don't keep that a secret. Really make sure that they know what your list is about, and they'll really appreciate that. Same thing, clients. Make sure your affiliates know what your brand's about, what's important to you, and it'll really, really, really help off. And also just make sure to maintain open communication. If affiliates and brands are able to talk to each other and just really communicate in a very open forum, it really helps a lot. A lot of the complaints that we do get from clients is that, those affiliates or those email affiliates don't care about us. And that's not the case. Perhaps they just don't understand. So really try to get a very good working relationship going, both brands and affiliates. Now, I want to leave some time at the end, obviously, for questions. So some just final kind of key learnings about the presentation. If you don't listen to anything I said, it's fine. Just this slide is important. Email is a digital glue. Merchants, make sure that you're using email to not only acquire new customers, but really make sure that you're connecting it to all other types of marketing you're doing. Search engine marketing, TV ads, affiliate marketing, whatever else. Targeting is really important. I think that AccuQuote case study was very interesting because it seems like such a general offer. If we, as marketers, as affiliate marketers, if we were to see, oh, well, life insurance, that's going to be general, I'll send it to my general list, and it wasn't doing well. So just a little bit of targeting, a little extra time, and a little bit more segmentation, and we were able to increase their conversions, by 5 times. Really maintain open communication and transparency. Try to be as transparent with each other as possible. If you're not able to provide that transparency, the chances of you being a long-term partner are very, very slim. And finally, brand advertisers raise the value of your inventory. If you, have a list, like I said, that's doing well with, work from home offers or payday loan offers or whatever the case is, you should still think about using brands and trying to reach out to more branded clients. That will only help your list, and you'll not only get a higher response rate on the branded offers, but hopefully more of those customers will open other communication from you, other things that are your kind of bread and butter, and respond to those as well. Now, finally, I just kind of wanted to talk to you as a group. Affiliate marketers and brand marketers, there's no kind of, we all know that we're in a different world. We all know that it's 2 different worlds. However, we see branded marketers here really trying to get a very good understanding of affiliate marketing and performance marketing. And I think that they come to these shows and that they come to these sessions because as affiliate marketers, we are known for having a very good way of being able to reach out and really acquire new customers and interact with customers in a way that we've never really seen before. And as they walk around, I really just encourage us all as an industry to really maintain open communication and make this an industry where brands are encouraged and welcomed and really respect it. And because of that, we'll be able to not only obviously all make money, which is great, but also raise up the performance industry as a whole and make it a place where it's not just, offers such as work from home, but they're brands that are really here and really willing to kind of work in the performance space. So, thanks for your time. Again, here's how you can text or tweet or post any messages. No questions? Good. But if you have a question? Is it not working? Oh, yeah, it's just too much. What's your question?
How do we avoid scams? How do merchants avoid scams?
How do merchants avoid scams, like through email marketing or in general?
Through email marketing. I work for an online video game publishing company, and we've had experiences where we get a lot of registrations, a whole bunch of them, and the conversion rates are typically at 0.1%. And we find that they're basically lists where people are just clicking and signing up, but not really converting to downloading the game or playing it. And we find that a lot. And it's kind of tough for us because we go through like 40, 50 different affiliates, email or non-email, but also on the email side. Is there any way or anything that we can avoid scam? Because mostly again CPA kind of converts, click on registration to count as CPA, but doesn't convert. So as a small company, we're paying $30,000, $40,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. And with affiliate marketing, there is going to be issues. I don't know if there was a speaker previous to this about how to avoid scam and scam networks. You just really have to be careful. Email marketing, you might want to consider potentially using more of a branded list. It could be really helpful. A lot of times, clients who respond to these branded lists will be more interested. They're more likely to open and click. But are you sure that they're using email? Because typically what we find is with email, there isn't necessarily fraud. It's more when it gets into the affiliate space and you lose a little bit of control when you get issues. And another option would be obviously to maybe try CPM email. That way you know what it looks like. Because if you're just giving it to a network and telling them they can email it out, you don't know what the final product looks like. If you're not getting tests, you're not seeing how it looks when it goes out. For all you know, it can say, they could totally change around your creative and make it totally different. So maybe you'd want to consider doing some CPM email tests to really see, what the differences are. Any other questions? Yeah?
Looking at like major brands where the customer is not going to buy online, they're going to walk into like a grocery store.
Yep.
Looking at tracking that, all I can see is like coupons. Is that it? Is that the only method where I can track through to appeal to the brand?
Yeah, I mean, coupons are a great way because they are so trackable. You can scan them, things like that. A lot of times what we did something for a client called Shiseido, the makeup brand, and same thing. They don't have an online site, but they drive people to Macy's, Bloomingdale's, wherever their products are sold, to those counters to purchase. And we did a similar couponing thing with them, but instead of doing a coupon, because they can't coupon because it's a prestige brand, we give away, a free sample, for example. And we worked with the brand to come up with something specific for us. We said, okay, well, maybe their big makeup artist is at the Macy's store in Times Square this day, and we're going to see how many respondents, how many people end up coming. So, I mean, you kind of have to work with the brand to see what their goals are, and what kind of products their client it is, too. Everyone's so different.
And let me ask, like, one of the brands I'd be interested in is owned by Campbell's Soup. And you've got this huge, bureaucratic thing to get through in their channel. How do I determine if it's worth going after? Am I big enough, or,
How do you determine if Campbell's Soup's like a good...
Yeah, it is a sub-brand within, and they do major coupon advertising. Are they going to look at, do I have sufficient traffic? What do I need to determine?
Yeah, some of the things are kind of what we talked about. Like, first of all, scalability is a big thing. How big is your list or your site? Client doesn't want to work with a site where it's just going to drive, 10 customers or something. They want to see that it's something that can work not only now, but then in the future. So if it's something that's still growing, you might want to possibly put it off until you have a substantially bigger list.
Like how big?
Like how big? I mean, I would say at least we typically look for, when working with brands, at least like 1 million names. And that's something that way we can mail out to at least once a month, every month. But then we've worked with lists who their whole list size is 500,000, but it's still really, really efficient and effective. So it's very hard to kind of answer that. Like, everyone's different. Like, for example, Disney might not want to talk to us if the spend's less than $5,000 because it's not worth it for them. And it really depends on their side, how many people they have. Like, there's certain clients, they might have tons of money but no power. So if it's going to be a lot of work for a little, it's not worth it. But then there are other clients, they have tons of manpower, so they can still, if it's a really good opportunity, it's a really good fit, then they might still see it as worth it. So it's really hard to answer it so definitely. You might just have to kind of talk to them. Sorry, I can't give you a very specific answer, but it's very client by client based. Yeah?
Could you speak briefly about renting a list versus buying a list?
So if you work with the list, I mean, it's different. So we work a lot with rented lists, with list managers. And that way, you're able to mail out your offer to that managed list anytime you want. If you wanted to purchase a list, then you have to be ready to manage the list yourself. You have to have the resources, you have to have the technology. So if it's just that you're looking to acquire new customers right now, and you don't have the really manpower to manage your own list, we'd suggest renting a list and working with some list managers and just sending out to their already managed database. Comparative, it's different for everything. It depends where you buy it from. It depends where you rent it from. There's a million different kind of factors that go into it. So, sorry. Yeah?
When you put up those creatives, can you share with us which creative worked better and why?
Which creative worked better and why? Sure. So what we found with the Toy Story versus Disney princesses, each list performed differently just because of the type of person it was sent out to. List 1 probably did well with Disney princesses versus 2 doing well with Toy Story because that list had a stronger female children presence. The Disney one, the 1, 2, 3, 4, the free did better. What we found was it was really effective for them, not just the amount of leads they got, but to try to get them to do a free trial and then remarket to those people and then try to get them to purchase. So that for us was the most effective for them. But everyone's different. You kind of have to do the test yourself just to confirm. So, you had a question?
Yes, if I have a list, it's about 200,000, and I work through a list broker, and I get very great results there. And I work directly with some other ad agency, where we really interface and talk about things you do. Where they really get to know it, we test it and stuff. And do you work directly with list owners, or do we have to go through list brokers?
Nope, we work with everybody from, I know sometimes it's easier if you have a smaller list like that for certain agencies to work just with like the broker versus you directly, but we work with everybody because like I was talking to this woman before, it's so different. Every type of client is different, so it's not necessarily too small for it to make sense for certain clients. It might be perfectly what we're looking for. So we work with all sorts of different types of lists.
So who do we contact at your agency?
You can contact me, where am I? Right there. And then I'll put you in touch with the right person if I'm not the correct person to speak with. Any other questions?
When you say we, are you speaking of a collection of agencies, or your firm as an individual firm? Are you a collection of...
Oh, no, we're just an individual firm. We're privately owned. We're based in New York, so. Yep. Any other questions? I don't know if this is working or not, but anybody else have anything? No? Good. Well, if you do think of anything, or if you have any other questions or want to talk kind of more in detail about your individual goals or efforts, please feel free to come up and talk. And like I said, please feel free to contact me directly. I'd be more than happy to talk to you in more detail about email marketing. Thanks, guys. And I even got you out a little early. Good, right?